Open the R Studio. This is the this is how R Studio looks like. Yesterday we have run the few codes in the R Studio. I mean, few codes means few basic commands, mathematical operator. How do we sum? How do we subtract? How do we multiply? All these things we done it yesterday. Now today what we are going, if I want to create the new sheet or new editor, here can you everyone see the plus button? Plus button. From the plus button, click on the plus button, you can see the R script. Now you can write it. By default in R, each and every object is going to be stored in the form of vectors. By default in R, each and every object is going to be stored in the vector. In object means one variable. For example, A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. What does it mean? What does it mean? 10 is going to be stored into A. A is equal to 10 means 10 value is going to be stored into the A. Let's say if I run this one here, if I run this one, where it is going to store, as I mentioned yesterday, each and every object is going to be stored in the global environment. Each and every table, as we mentioned, each and every table is going to be stored in the global environment. Here in this case, if you want to create a new variable is nothing but new column. If you want to create a new table is nothing but your new data set. Other name of table is also called as new data set. For that, R is a case sensitive language. R is a case sensitive language. R is a case sensitive language. That means, for example, you created the one column in capital letters. While executing it, or while somewhere else you are representing that column in the small letters, it doesn't work. So whatever you have mentioned, the variable created or data table, that should you have to write. For example, capital ABC, small ABC is different from capital ABC. Small ABC is different from capital ABC. R is a case sensitive language. ABC is different from capital ABC. And the next thing will be, how do I create? Yeah, while creating the variables or tables, what are the rules you have to? If you want to create a table or column, maximum length will be 32 bytes. Maximum length will be 32. Maximum length of a variable. Variable is nothing but column in the data sense, or data set. Data set means, or table, basically data set means table. The maximum length of a variable or data set or a table is 32 bytes. Here in this case, how it is happening, how it is going to be run. Here in this case, how it is going to be, if you want to create a table or a variable, it should start with the if you want to create a table or column, it should start with the letters. Letters means capital A to Z or small a to Z. Letters capital A to Z, or you can use the small a to Z, followed by numbers 0 to 9, or followed by underscore. This is basically underscore, or followed by period. Period means dot. Period means dot, basically. Dot means period. Dot means period. So now I will ask a question to all of you. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah, Pradeep.
Yeah. Yeah. And here now let me give you one example. Whether it is correct or wrong, you have to tell. Capital A, B, A, B, C underscore 1, 2, 3. Is it correct data set or not? Is it a correct data set
No,
or
it's not.
it is not a correct data set? Because here in this space, in this point, we have used the space. As we have mentioned, first start with the letters capital A to Z or small a to Z, followed by numbers or followed by underscore or followed by period. Now it is not a, because we never use the space. That is the reason it is wrong. Now here in this type, a underscore 1 2 3. This is the underscore 5. Is it correct? Why? Again we have used the space. Here we have used again the space. What about this one? Right, because we are using a underscore 1 2 3. We can use, right? First we can use the letters. First we have to mandatory use the letters capital A to Z or small a to Z, followed by you can use the numbers or followed by underscore, or you can use the underscore followed by numbers or underscore followed by the period. Everything you can use it. No issue. It will be the correct one. In R we have a two types of two data types. Those are, in R we have a two type of data types. One is numerical, other one is character. You may get the doubt, what about the date function? By default, date functions also, it is also considered, it is also considered as an numeric only, as an numeric only. In R we have a two different data types. One is the numeric and the other one is character. By default, date function also will consider as a numerical data type only. How do we write all these things? Let's have a discussion. How do we check whether it is a numeric or character? Let's have a discussion practically. Okay. Here a is equal to 10. A is equal to 10 means 10 value has been assigned to A. A is equal to 10 means 10 value has been assigned to A. Suppose if I run this, now here whenever you create each and every object, each and every table is going to be stored in the global environment. Here in the right side top is called as the global environment. Whatever the tables or whatever the objects you have created, each and everything is going to be displayed in the global environment. Now for example, b is equal to 20. So here b is created. Let's say again b is equal to 50. Now my value will be 20 or my value will be 50. Yes, it overrides the data. Now my value is going to be 50. Initially we created b is equal to 20. So here b has been created with the, in the global environment, you can able to see b as 20. Now again I write b is equal to 50. Whatever we have assigned earlier, that is going to be overrides. Now whatever the initial value 20, now it is overrides with the whatever you have assigned. Now here in this case we have assigned as a 50. So it is going to be replaced with the 50. So 50. So this, now you may check what is the data type. How do I check the data type? And here we write the three commands. Let's say I written the three commands. Someone else would like to check what is the meaning. A is equal to 10, someone saying B is equal to 10. Suppose whenever we write the comment, others also can easily able to understand the things what we have written. For that purpose, how do we write the comment in the editor window? By using the hash symbol, we can write the comment. Checking the data types. Checking the hash. Suppose if you come to the next one, if you enter, it will go to the next line. After comment, you type, you entered it, you press the enter symbol, automatically will go to the next one. Then comment doesn't work. Comment is only works for the particular line only. Comments always, if you want to write the comments, always mention that hash symbol. By using the hash symbol, you can write the comment. Now, checking that. How do we check the data types? By using the class function. By using the class function, we can check the data types of each and every variable. Here in this case, how do I check? Class of A. Here class of A. A is whatever you have assigned. A is nothing but whatever you have created. A is equal to, what do you mean by A? A is equal to 10. That is the meaning of A. Suppose if I run this one, here see, class of A will comes as the numeric. You can see the output in the console window. The left top is called as the editor window. Below the left one is the console window. You can see the output in the console window. Now we would like to check suppose this is how we created the numerical. What about how do I create the categorical variable? Categorical, for example, X is equal to data science. That means data science is going to be stored in the X. Whenever you are creating the categorical variable or categorical string, suppose if I execute this one, here error object data science is not found. If I mention the data science in the quotes, then only it will consider. Otherwise, it will not consider. The reason is that if we mention the quotes, it will consider as a sum of the value, categorical value. If we did not mention in the quotes, it will consider as a variable. Object is nothing but variable, right? Object is nothing but variable. For example, if I mention data science in the quotes, for example, let me write down this, like data science. If I mention the data science, let me write down here comment so that we can, if we mention data science, if you mention variable in object in quotes, it will consider categorical value. Otherwise, it will treat as a object variable or object. X is equal to data science. Suppose if I run this one, X is equal to data science, where is going to be stored? Here. See, X is equal to data science. Always categorical value need to mention in the double quotes. If we did not mention in the double quotes, it will throw an error. How do we check the data type of the class of X? Class of X will be your character variable. Class of X will be your character variable. Class of X will be your character variable. Any questions who are on the call as well as here? Class is not a collection of objects. Class is a what to let us know what kind of data type it is. Yes. Any question?
Okay. No, Koti, I'm good here till now.
Okay. I would request can you everyone put the mic in mute? Okay. Yeah.
Koti, one question.
Yeah.
If we use the small letters as the variable, throughout the that script, we supposed to use only small letters, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the meaning of case sensitive. Case sensitive means for using the small letters. Throughout that, whenever you are using that point, you have to use the small letters. For example, you are using the capital letters, you have to use the capital letters only. Okay. And okay, yesterday we were discussed about the something called packages, right? We haven't much discussed about the packages. Here, what do you mean by package? Here, in this case, package is nothing but packages. Package is nothing but collection of functions are called as packages. By default, R core means whatever the windows you are seeing, R screen, whatever you are seeing the R screen, that doesn't have any functions. It doesn't include any function. If you would like to use the functions in a R core, first thing what you need to do, you need to install the packages. What do you mean by package? Collection of functions are called as the package. In R, there are total 7,000 packages are available. But whenever you install the first time R, it is by default it install the 30 packages. As I provided you the links yesterday, if you install that links, when you open the R Studio for the first time, you can able to see the 30 packages. If you want to include the more packages, how do you include? Here we can everyone see the package tab in the right bottom, packages. Here in the package, we have to go the install option. Install, it is asking, let's say, ABC is the one package. Let's say if I type the B, automatically it will come what are the package name with the B. For example, if I type the C, what are the packages which comes in the C, right? That is how we need to install. For example, ABC is the one package. For example, I want to use the multiple package. I want to install the multiple package at a time. Just what you need to do, type the package name. After that, give the comma. Enter again one more package. For example, ABC. I given suppose ZGBook. Just I am giving. So like that, we can install the package and install it. Here we have an option called install it. Now, how do we install? What is the user pack? Now, we assume that we install the package. That doesn't mean that function directly will come in unless until you invoke the package into the R core. You cannot able to access those packages. Invoke means by using the library function. By using the library function, you can invoke the package. How do we do all these things? Let me go with the one lab session. How do we do the lab session? Yes, create 3 vectors. Object is nothing but create 3 objects X, Y, Z. Create 3 objects. Each object consists of 100 records. Create, first question, create 3 objects. The objects names are X, Y, Z. Each object each object consists of 100. Each object consists of 100 records. The 100 records are random. 100 records are 100 values. Means each object means X is the 100 records should be. The 100 values are should be random values. Okay, that's the second point. Third point is draw the scatter plot. Draw the scatter plot 3D by using XYZ. By using the XYZ. How do you write the syntax for that? Scatter plot 3D X comma Y comma Z. X comma Y comma Z. Okay, these are the things we have to do now. Now the objects, let me clear with everyone. We have a 3 objects X, Y, Z. Why do you consider X, Y, Z? Can't I consider A, B, C? Yes, of course you can consider A, B, C also. Create 3 objects X, Y, Z. Each object consists of 100 records. That means in each X should be 100 values should be there, Y should be the 100 values, Z should be the 100 value. How do I consider those values? Randomly you have to consider those values. How do I draw that? We have a one function rnum. Rnum will generate random numbers. Rnum is nothing but rnum. R is the R random numbers. Rnum is nothing but random numbers of X. X is equal to, let me write down. How do we write down those values? For example, here generate the, let me write down comment, create the random numbers. Let me consider X is equal to rnum. Rnum of 100. Rnum of 100. Rnum of 100 will tell us about 100 value. See here X in the, everyone can able to see in the global environment. Can you please see in the global environment? In the global environment X number, NUM means numerical numbers, 1 colon 100. That means starting point is the 1. In the R, the index position starting position start with the always in R, but in Python sir, always start with the 0. In Python the index position start with the 0. In the R, index position always start with the 1. So this is the meaning of 1 here. So 1 to how many records are there? 1 colon 100 means 1 to 100 records. Okay. Now like how many variables, how many objects we need to create such way? 3 variables. Does we created the X? Can we create the Y? Y is equal to R num of 100. Okay. Now again, what is the meaning? R num of 100. So that means how many objects we have created so far? 3 objects X, Y, Z. Of course A, B also we created. That is just as an assigning the things. But in the randomly how many objects we have created? Randomly we have created the 3 objects. Those are X, Y and Z. These are the 3 objects we have created. Now what we are going to do, as we go into the lab, what we have written on the board, create the 3 objects. Yes, did we create the 3 objects? Yes, we have created. In each object how many records we have? 100 records. How do we consider the 100 records? Randomly. Did we consider the random records? Yes. What is the next step? Draw the scatter plot 3D by using the X, Y, Z. What is the syntax for that? Scatter plot 3D X, Y, Z. Yes, scatter plot. Why do we use the scatter plot? Scatter plot basically help us to compare the numerical variables. Scatter plot will help us to compare the numerical variables. Now what is the syntax we said? scatter plot 3D. Scatter plot 3D of x comma y comma z. Scatter plot 3D of x comma y comma z. I would like to request, please focus here, everyone in the call also. Scatter plot 3D x comma y comma z. So here we got an error in scatter plot 3D x comma y comma z could not find the function scatter plot 3D. Why we get an error? As I mentioned, by default R code doesn't have any packages. If you want to packages, what do you need to do? If you want to use the function, you need to install the function. By default 99% of the cases, by default 90 to 99% of the cases, your function name and your package name will be the same. Almost 99% cases your function name and package name. Now in our case, our function name is also the same, package is also the same. Here in our case, what is the function name? We are using scatterplot 3D. How do I install? We can install the package in two ways. One is go to the package tab. Here you can see the install. Here you can see the install. You can use the scatterplot 3D. Can you see the scatterplot 3D? Here, once you have done it, just what you need to do, install it. It is and make sure that while you are installing the packages, make sure that you have connected to internet. While installing the packages, make sure that you have installed the package. Now, did we install the package? Yes. The download binary package successfully unpacked, and it has been stored in the particular place. Now, I want to confirm whether package has been installed or not. How do I confirm it? Here, can you see in the package? Can you see the search button where my cursor is? In the packages, type the scatterplot 3D. Here, first one, can you see the scatterplot 3D, everyone? 3D scatterplot. 3D scatterplot. This is where now. So package has been installed, right, sir?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Now package has been installed, right? Now again, let me other way around. How do I install the package? That is a one way we have written. Other way around, how do I install? Install dot, we have a function install dot packages. Install dot packages. In the codes, we need to write scatterplot. Install dot package. Basically, install a package. Install that. Here also, this is without going to the packages, you can write install that package also we can use. Again,
the package name.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, Prasad. Can you please tell me? I'm not able to hear you. If you are just type in the chat also, that will be fine.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
Yeah. Here in this case, that is how we can do. Now, again, run this scatterplot 3D. Right? We have installed the package, right, everyone? Run the scatterplot 3D. Scatterplot 3D, same x comma y comma z, x comma y comma z. So again we got an error. We install the package. Again we got an error. Now what could be the reason? No, the reason is here. If you install the package, it doesn't mean that you can use the function unless until you invoke that package into RTool. Unless until you invoke the packages into RTool, you cannot use the package. Now, how do I invoke the package into R? For that purpose, by using library function, we can invoke the package into R library, R core. R core means into R tool basically. R core means into R tool. How do I do that? By using the library function, we can invoke the library scatterplot 3D. Library scatterplot 3D. Now you may get that doubt. For example, sir, every day I want to use the scatterplot 3D. Assume that every day I want to use the scatterplot. So whenever I want to use the scatterplot 3D, do I need to install the package every time? Not required to install the package every time. Once you install the package, that will be fine. If you want to use that package every time, just use the library of package name. Library of package name, so that you can invoke. Now can we draw the scatterplot 3D? Scatterplot 3D x comma y comma z. X comma y comma z. Here this is the output. Of course, we are not going to discuss interpretation of the output as of now, because we have taken the random numbers. So just in our case, how do we draw the graph and how do we utilize the packages? How do we use the package? That is what our main agenda. So clear? Here, let me summarize the thing what we have discussed regarding the package. Package is nothing but collection of functions. Package is nothing but collection of functions. By default, R core means whatever the screen we are looking, R core, it doesn't have any functions. By default, it doesn't have any predefined. So if you want to use the function, for that you need to install the package. You can install the package in two ways. One, by using the package tab, directly you can go there and you can install it. Other way around, you can use by using the install.packages and function name. By using that, you can install it. Now the third point will be here in this case. If you install the package, that doesn't mean that you are able to use the function. Unless until you invoke that package into R core, you cannot use the function. Invoking the package into function means by using the library function, you can invoke the package into R core. Now again you get a doubt. Every time whenever you want to use the one function, do I need to install the package every time? Not required. So once you install the package, that will be fine. Make sure that while installing the package, you must have connected with internet. And third point will be unless just every time whenever you are using the function, just use the library of that function name, so that you can use the R function. That is how we get the output. Any questions about this? Randomly we generate. Yeah, one second, I'll explain you. One second. By using the rnum function, right? Rnum is nothing but random numbers. Random numbers of 100. So it will take 100 random numbers. Yeah, tell me please. It can be anything, right? Give me a second. Yeah, tell me.
Actually, we install the scatterplot 3D now for untitled 2. So if you want to use same functionality untitled one, so I need to again install the scatterplot 3D in project.
No, not required. So whatever the first, and he has the one good question. He has the one good question, everyone. Yeah, the question is here. Now we install the scatterplot 3D. For example, I am going to do the one project, end-to-end project. So do I need to install again scatterplot 3D? Not required. And before you are installing the package, search in that package in the scatterplot, first in the search in the package list. If the package is available in the package list, not required to install going forward ever. If it is not, you have to install it again. Even whenever you are using not in the package or just whenever you are using the practice purpose, ever. If the package is available in the list, that can be useful. Is it clear?
Clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Here one more question there was. Here can you see the numbers X, Y, Z? We can see the numbers 1 to 100. The position, first record, second record, third record, fourth record, like that 100 records. In each record, there will be how many values will be there? 100 values. Randomly we are taking 100. Some may be in the positive, some may be in the negative. Here 1:100 means 100 position, 100 records. In that value, some may be in the positive, some may be in the negative also. First record may be the positive, second record may be in the negative, or third record may be in the positive again, fourth record may be in the negative, or fifth record may be the negative, like that. Yes. Where? Index position value is different, value is different. Index position means row numbers. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, like that. Value means it can be anything. There is no need, it always the positive. It can be negative also. Yes. Index position means rows, basically. Column position also start with the 1 only. It never considers the 0. Okay. Now, let's check what are the different data types. I mean, not numerical character. How many ways we can create the different data type? Let me check the different data types in. Yeah. No, the predefined functions only we are going to. Yes. Even if you want, you can create the user defined function also. That how do we create? We can see. That I will show you. Once you get some functions, I will show you that. You can create the user defined functions as well as you have a predefined function. Now, whatever the functions we are using, predefined. How do we create the user defined function? I will show you. Give me some time, we will show you. Now, different data types. Here, first one is the vectors. Second one is the data frame. Third one will be our list. Fourth one will be our factors. Fifth one will be matrix. Sixth one will be array. Sixth one will be arrays. We have a different data types in R. Those are vectors, data frame, list, factors, matrix, and arrays. Okay, let me have a discussion about the one by one in detail. So these functions and packages we are going to use thoroughly in our course curriculum. Unless until we did not complete the R tool, whatever the pure data science with R, we are going to, of course, till the point we are going to complete the R with the data science, we are going to use these data types. Now, understanding about these data types are very, very important. Let me have a discussion about one by one. First one will be vectors. By default, each and every object in R is going to be stored in the form of each and every object in R is going to be stored in the form of vector. So what is your by default data type in R? Vector. Okay. How do we create the vectors in R? How do we create the vectors in R? Let me have a discussion about vectors. So for example, I mentioned a is equal to 20. A is equal to 20 is one vector. A is equal to 20 is one vector. But what kind of type it is? Whether it's a numerical type or character type? It is a numerical type. For example, ABC is equal to data science. ABC is equal data science. Now ABC is a what kind of vector? Whether it is a numerical vector or a character vector? Character vector.
Character.
Character vectors are always stored in the string. Now, as a starter of the R code, how do I know whether it is a numeric or character? By using the class function, we can get to know whether it is a numeric or character. Class of A. Class of A will tell us whether it is a numeric or character. Class of ABC, it will tell whether it is a numeric or character. It is again character. Now mode of A. Mode also will tell us about data type. Mode also, you can use the class or also mode also you can use. The same thing, whatever the class is doing, the same thing mode is also doing. Mode also tells about data type. Here mode of ABC also you can use. Mode of ABC also you can use. Mode and class works are the same. Nothing is different. Exactly the same. Mode also tells about what kind of data type it is and character also. Now here in this case, what we are going to do here in this case, now how many objects am I able to create it? How many objects am I able to create? I am able to create only one object at a time. A is equal to 20, right? I am able to create the one object. Let's say, assume that this is the classroom. In the classroom, we have a different age people. Let's say her age will be 28, his age will be 30, maybe his age will be 35, 25, 15, like that. So can't I write like this? So let's say if I in the table, if you look into the general table, age will be there, only age 10, 20, first record age will be 10, second record age will be 20, third record age will be 30, fourth record age will be 50, like will be there. But I cannot create like that, right? How do I create that? Multiple objects into one vector or one variable. Multiple values into one object or into one variable. How do I create that? By using the C. C means concatenate function. We can create multiple values into one object. That is called, again, that is also called as the vector. How do I create? For example, age is equal to C of 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 50, okay, 70, like that. So one value, other values should be separated with a comma. One value should be separated with the other. That means in age, how many, under the age, how many values are there? 6. Under the age we have, under the age we have the 6 different values. So now C here, C means again, C means concatenate function. C means concatenate. Concatenate means adding the all the values together. Now let me run this one. Here see, age numeric in the global environment. If you look into the global environment, after age you can see the NU means the numeric 1:6, 1 to 6 values. Those are 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 and 70. Like that we have a value. Now let me play with this group. Now I want to look at the values. I want to display the values. How do I display? Let's say, what is the value I've written, capital G or small a g? Small letters, age is in small letters. Let's say by mistake I written like this. By mistake I written like this. By mistake I have written like this. Then what will do? It will throw an error. Object age is not found because R is case sensitive language. While creating the vectors or objects, whatever you have assigned, that should you have to follow. While creating the values or objects, we have given the small age. But what we have mentioned? We have mentioned the capital age. So it need to follow the small age only. So we run this one. 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70. Right? Now, as I mentioned, index position is always start with the 1. If you want to know the index position, or how do we know? By use the square brackets, we will get to know the index position. Those square brackets is also called as the arrays. Square brackets is also called as the arrays. For example, age square bracket of 1. That means, what does it mean? It will give the position of first position of the age value. Let me write down for without confusion purpose. It will give you output first value of age variable. Variable is nothing but object, you can say. Age of 1 means it will give the. So what is the value I need to get the output? What is the output we will get for this one?
10.
10, because age of 1, under the age we have a 10 is the first position, 20 in the second position, 30 in the 40, 30 in the third position, 40 in the fourth position. Can you show me what is the sixth position value? 70 is the sixth position value, and here fifth position value is the 60. Sixth position value is the 60. Now I want to get the values from third position to fifth position. I want to get the values from third position to fifth position. I need third position value, I need fourth position value, I need fifth position value. How do I write? Age of 3:5. 3:5. 3:5 means it will give the third position value, fourth position value, and fifth position value. What is the third position value? 30. What is the fourth position value? 40. Fifth position value? 60. Right? Now, everyone be careful here. Age of -2. Sorry. Age of 2 means what is that meaning? Age of 2 means it will give us the second position. Age of -2. Age of -2. What does it mean? It doesn't print the age of -2. Age of -2 means it doesn't print the second position value. It will print the remaining value. So it will print the output 10, 30. Second position value is 20, right? It doesn't print the value of second position. So it prints the values of 10, 30, 40, 60, 70. Can we check the output? 10, 30, 40, 60, 70. Right? For example, sir, I want to understand, let's say here 6 position you can easily manually you can calculate. For example, I want to understand how many, let's say there are 1000 positions there. I am not able to calculate manually, right? We want to, not possible to calculate. So how do I know how many positions are there? To understand, to count the total position, we are going to use the length function to calculate total positions. We are going to use length function. See, length of age. Can anyone guess what is the output of length of age? 6, because we have a 6 position. So you can, so by using the length function, if you have a 1000 records, you have a 10,000 record or position, you can easily calculate manually. Okay. Now I want, how many positions we have? 6 positions. Let's say we are giving age of 6:8. Let's see. What does it mean? What is the, as per the syntax, what is the output we are going to get? 6th position, 7th position, 8th position. But ideally, how many positions we have in our data? 6th position. We don't have a 7th position and 8th. Let's see what is the output we are going to get. So it will print the 6th position value, 7th position and 8th position. It giving the values as NA. NA means not available or not applicable. Okay, and now for example, I want to assign the 8th position. I want to add the 8th position. Let's say 8th position value, I want to add the 8th position value is 100. I want to add the 8th position. So far we have only 6th position. Now I want to add the one more position. I am going to add the 8th position. I don't want to add the 7th position. I am going to add the 8th position. How do I do? Age of, adding the position values. How do I add? Age of 8 is equal to, for example, 100. Adding the one position to the data. Age of 8 is equal to 100. So now let me print the again age. See, how does it come? 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, and 7th position is not available. So it is going to give as a NA and 100. Now I would like to check the data type, whether it is a numerical data or a character data. So how do I check? Checking the data type of age, class of age, class of age. It will give the numeric. It will give the numeric values. Now in this case, what we are going to do, now we did not have a 7th position. We don't have a, in the 7th position I am thinking to create as a ABC. ABC is a numerical value or character value? Character value. By default, now age variable, so far it looks like a numerical value. Now I am going to create one particular position as a character value. How do I create? Age of 7 is equal to ABC. Age of 7 is equal to ABC. So how do I create? Age of 7 is equal to ABC. So now let me print that age 10, 20, 30, 40. So when you look into the above age print option before the class, in the console window, before the class we print the age 10, 20. After adding the age 7th position, we print the again. Can anyone see the difference? Yes, the difference here, it is the double quote. That means if you have a one character position in your data, entire data set, it will, entire variable, it will consider as a character variable. Let's say you have 100 numerical positions. One particular position is a character position. That means entire variable or entire object is going to be considered as a character. Clear? Now if you have a doubt, let me check. Class of age. See, class of age will be a character position. Okay, class of age is a character position. Now you have a one question. Let's say Now here 10 20 we have a 10 20 are the character position value or numerical position value? 10 20 all this character position, character, right? Here because seventh position we are adding as a character position, so entire all position will entire variable or object will consider as a character. So each and every position will be considered as a character, though those are the numerical, it will consider as the characters only. Format is the character format. Let's say in the first position what is the value we have? 10. I want to replace the 10 value with 500. I want update the values. How do I add? Updating the values. How do I update? For example, age of 1 is equal to 100. Age of 1. So wherever the first position value is going to be 100, so 110 is going to replace with 100. Yes, it overrides the previous value. Now let me print that age. Does it will be the first value 10 or 100? 100. Does it consider the character variable or numerical variable? Character only, because one particular position is a character, so it will consider the. That is all about the vectors.